welcome to the Wigton Book Festival and me, Chae Strathie. I'm beaming to you direct from the corner of my living room. I'd love to be at Wigton, but sadly we can't be. Hope this will do instead. Now, today I'm going to whisk you back through space and time to the days of ancient Rome. And to do that, without further ado, let's pop on this very, very expensive high-tech device which I recently found in a shop. It's the mysterious magnetic time machine. Okay, let's turn it on, make sure it works. I haven't used it before, so hopefully it works. Yeah, that's a good start. I've got the device here. Okay, so we're going to set the dial for several thousand years ago, and we are going to head to Rome. So hold on tight. Make sure you're not standing up. Make sure you're sitting down because you might fall over. I'll press the button to go. Here we go. I can feel something start to move. I'm going to have to hold on tight to this hat. I think we're definitely going back through time. We're definitely going through time. We're travelling back through time. Wow! Oh my goodness! We're here. We've travelled all the way to the corner of my living room. This device does not work at all. I'm going to have to take this back to the shop and get my money back. 20 pence I paid for that. What a load of old rubbish. Oh well, never mind. We're just going to have to use my book instead to travel back in time. Oh, look, my hair's all sticking up. Need to get it all nice for the video. Right, here we go. This is my book. It's called So You Think You've Got It Bad. That's you, by the way. So You Think You've Got It Bad, A Kid's Life in Ancient Rome. And this was, I was asked by the people, the wonderful people at the British Museum, to write this book for them. The British Museum is a fantastic place full of incredible ancient objects and artifacts from throughout history. And it's a huge building, or series of buildings down in a little village in England called London, I believe it's called. So you should go there next time you're down. It's an amazing place. And it was published by Nosy and the incredible pictures, look at these beautiful illustrations, were done by the fantastic illustrator Marisa Morea, a wonderful Spanish illustrator. So hi Marisa, everyone say hello, hello Marisa. And so, okay, what I'll do is, we don't have a lot of time, I think we will have a read of the book. I'll give you some fascinating facts all about what kids' lives were like back in ancient Rome. And so you can see just how lucky you are that your lives were not like that. So next time you feel like having a little whine or a grumble or a groan or a moan about how bad your life is, man, just have a read of this and you'll realise how lucky you are, not that things aren't quite as bad as they were back then in many ways. So I'm going to give you some fascinating facts. Obviously we don't have time to read the whole book, so I'm just going to take a couple of chapters and give you an example of some of the things from back then. And then I think we'll take a little break and we'll do a song. So I hope you've got your dancing pants on, because you'll be shaking your pants to a song about an ancient Roman legend. And then we'll read a little bit more, and then we'll have run out of time by then, I would imagine, because it's going to be jam-packed. Okay, are you ready for the first reading? Okay, so let's open the book. I've got my bookmarks in here, which are very, very special pieces of ripped up paper. You know, when you get to be a famous author like me, you get special bits of ripped up paper as bookmarks. Right, okay, so the first bit we're going to read from is a chapter on diet, ancient Roman diet. It doesn't mean diet as in like what to do if you've got a big belly like I have and you need to lose some weight. This is about what they ate day to day, what the kids would eat. Okay, and there's some pretty weird stuff. So I hope you're not eating anything just now, because you might feel a little bit sick after hearing this lot. Right, okay, so first things first, the Romans had no potatoes. no tomatoes, and no chocolate. So if you're in the mood for fries, chips, crisps, ketchup or chocolate buttons, get out of town because you ain't getting any. However, if you fancy a delicious mouse, then you're in for a treat. One dish recorded in ancient writing was dormice, served on a stick, cooked in honey and poppy seeds. You know something's gone weird when your snack squeaks, squeak, squeak, squeak. Poor mice, what a wee shame, eh? Although you couldn't have ketchup on your non-fries because they didn't have any, there were other sauces available. For instance, a popular ingredient in Roman cooking was garum, a strong sauce made from fish entrails. That's the insides of fish. That's right, the oozy guts. Ugh. But hey, the stinky stuff was probably used to disguise the flavour of meat that was starting to go off. So that's alright then. Lovely smelly meat with disgusting fishy sauce. Now, most ordinary people ate simple food rather than dormice. While the rich had kitchens and slaves to cook for them, the poor didn't have such things and would instead buy hot food from bars called thermopylae in the streets. Their diet would mainly have consisted of beans, bread, lentils and a little bit of meat, though not much because if they were poor they couldn't afford it. Now, things changed when it came to the wealthy Romans. They liked some pretty weird stuff, by the way. Okay, so hold on to your hat and your stomach because this is about to get disgusting, to be honest. Wealthy Romans, they would have a long evening meal, which was more of an event than just dinner. So not just like you sitting down in front of the telly, watching Britain's Got Talent and having a pizza. Not like that at all. There would often be guests, lots of guests. There would be entertainment between courses with clowns, dancers and poetry readings. So I suppose it was a bit like Britain's Got Talent, except not on telly. Rome's Got Talent. Simon Cowell was probably alive back then, let's face it. He's pretty old. Now, the rich dressed for dinner in elegant Greek robes called a synthesis. What doesn't sound quite so classy as a robe is the fact that it was considered polite to burp loudly to show that you'd enjoyed your meal. That was delicious! Thank you very much for that, mouse. Feel free to try it next time you have a special meal in a restaurant. Your parents will be so proud. Now, burping sounds pretty disgusting, but this next list of things that the rich Romans sometimes like to eat really takes the biscuit, and you'll be happy to have a biscuit once you hear this. So if you're fed up with fish fingers or bored with beans, you can spice up your life by getting some ancient Roman grub down your hatch. Well, the first course could consist of jellyfish and eggs. Eggs, okay. Jellyfish, not so much. Jelly, fine, just not the fish bit. The main course could have been ostrich, try fitting that in an oven, flamingo or dormice, as we've mentioned already. You might also get to nibble on pig's udders with sea urchins. Or could we tempt you with some lip-smacking brain patty with milk and eggs? Oh no, of course you can have an extra large helping, coming right up. While Emperor Augustus's advisor Maecenas made donkey meat a delicacy, that sounds positively delicious compared with the hard skin from an elephant's trunk, which the writer Pliny said was sought after by some. So if you ever nip to a popular burger joint, you could ask for a McElephant's trunk and fries, please. Oh, not fries, because obviously they didn't have any then. On one occasion, Emperor Vitellius served a huge dish of pike livers, pheasant and peacock brains, with flamingo tongues and a side of lamprey slime. Lamprey are kind of like eel-like fish. So nice bit of slime on the side there. Something to remember when you're planning your next birthday party. And don't worry if the thought of all that food is making you feel queasy. Pliny wrote that eating an odd number of African snails marinated in wine or fish gut sauce was perfect antidote for stomach upsets. Although I think it would make you feel worse not better. And that is where we will leave ancient Roman diets for now. I hope you're not feeling too queasy. And what we'll do is, after singing a little bit of song, we'll come back and read about health and medicine. So maybe there'll be some remedies if you are feeling a bit sick after that. Okay, so let's get our singing shoes on. Let's get our dancing pants on. Got my guitar right behind me here. Oh, by the way, here's some other books in this series. So You Think You Got It Bad, Ancient Greece, the yellow one. So You Think You Got It Bad, Ancient Egypt, that's the blue one. And this one, it's not out yet, coming out next spring, maybe February. So You Think You've Got It Bad, A Kid's Life in the Aztec Age. Look out for that one. And of course, get all the other ones too. Buy 10 copies of each. Right, okay, so here's my guitar. Are you ready? What we're going to do is sing a song about an ancient Roman legend. You've probably heard them. By the way, the ancient Romans loved myths and legends, loads of tales and stories of gods and monsters and heroes and such like. They loved that kind of stuff. So we're going to sing a song about one of them. He's a guy who you probably have heard of called Hercules. You heard of him? Bet you have. Right, it's a song about he had 12 labours, which means he had 12 tasks that he was set to do, and were very dangerous, hazardous, death-defying tasks that he had to carry out. And what not many people know is that between doing these dangerous tasks, he liked nothing more than to chill out and relax by doing a little bit of dancing. Loved a bit of break dancing, could do the Highland Fling, very good at Irish. And tap, modern jazz, that kind of thing, really good at that. Anyway, so the chorus goes, this is where you come in, by the way. I know one thing not many people know is whenever he got a chance, went out on his adventures, Hercules loved to dance. Here we go. So bend your knees like Hercules and wave your hands and shake your pants. Okay, so it's bend your knees, so you need to bend your knees up and down, then wave your hands, both of them at the same time, and then shake your pants, woohoo! Get a bit of pants shaking going on. So everyone watching in your houses, wherever you're watching it, in your schools, get your teacher, get your mum and dad, get your gran, do it by yourself. Bend your knees, wave your hands, and then shake your pants. Here we go, are you ready? I keep forgetting the words, that's why I'm looking down here. I've got them written down. Once was a guy called Hercules, and he lived in ancient Greece. His dad was a god called Mighty Zeus, he had a beard down to his knees. Strong as a bear and brave as a lion, and he wasn't scared of mice. He had to do 12 tricky tasks, and they were very nice. Oh, but one thing not many people know is whenever he had a chance, went out on his adventures, Hercules loved to dance. Ready, everyone? After 3, 1, 2, 3. So bend your knees like Hercules and wave your hands and shake your pants. Oh, bend your knees like Hercules and wave your hands and shake your pants. Ready? Here we go. That was excellent, by the way. Excellent pant shaking. Well, he had to clean some stables that were full of poison poop. He washed out all the smelly stuff, then he had a bowl of soup. He fought a scary monster that had 10 iron on his heads. It doesn't bother people now, cause it's really kinda dead. One thing that many people know is whenever he had a chance, went out on his adventures, Hercules loved to dance. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So bend your knees like Hercules and wave your hands and shake your pants. So bend your knees like Hercules and wave your hands and shake your hands. It's the last verse, that's what Hercules took on some birds, and that might sound quite tame, but unlike hens or pigeons, eating people was their game. He stole a horse and beat a bull and caught a wild boar, and when he finished all his tasks, he got up and did some more. Yeah. Oh, but one thing not many people know is whenever he had a chance, went out on his adventures, Hercules loved to dance. So bend your knees like Hercules and wave your hands and shake your pants. So shake your pants! Yeehaw! A good old cowboy song, just like they loved in ancient Rome. So there we go, let's put the guitar back. Excellent. The best pants shaking I've ever seen. You guys rock! Okay, so we're definitely running short of time now. We're just in a wee short event today. I hope you've enjoyed it though. A rip-roaring tour through ancient Rome. Here we go. So what we're going to do next, as I said, coming back to the book, I'm going to tell you a little bit about health and medicine. So you're probably feeling sick from all the disgusting food that they ate, and your stomach's all been churned and jiggled around with all that pant shaking you were doing just now. So you'll be needing some remedies and cures for all your ills. So let's go. Right, okay. Now, although Roman medics were good at healing wounds and doing first aids, because there were a lot of wars going on back then, so they got pretty good at healing injuries, some ideas about complicated diseases could be a bit out there. Woo! For instance, historian Cato the Elder recommended that to make sure that children grew up healthy, they should be washed in the wee of someone who had been eating mainly cabbage. Just let that sink in for a second, shall you? If you did that, you might be healthy, of course, but you wouldn't have many friends because you'd smell of cabbagey wee. Now it was said that strains, like ankle strains, and bruises could be treated with wild boar dung. A boar isn't someone who's boring. I hope this isn't one. A boar is a big hairy pig that lives in the forest with little horns. So wild boar dung gathered in spring and dried. Fresh dung could also be smeared on. Mind you, if you already stank of cabbage and wee, some pig poo wasn't going to make things much different, was it? Because no one would come near you anyway. Now, if you had a face full of spots, you may not have any, but maybe your big brother or sister do if they're teenagers. Some Roman doctors would prescribe taking a bath in oil, fair enough, and sour cheese to get rid of them. Gross and stinky. So you wouldn't have any pimples, but you'd reek of Stilton. Thanks, but no thanks, Doc. If that didn't work, you could always try rubbing your skin with crocodile meat and cypress oil. At last, a use for all that spare crocodile meat you've got lying around in your fridge. In ancient Rome, there were also plenty of cures connected with furry, feathered or creepy crawly friends. For instance, kissing a mule's nose was said to stop sneezing and hiccups. And if you were stung by a scorpion, whispering in a donkey's ear would mean that the pain was immediately transferred from you to the donkey, which was great for you and not so good for the donkey, which is why donkeys always ran away from Roman children. Now, if you had a headache, one suggested cure was to soak a chameleon in wine and then to sprinkle that wine on your head. And if that didn't do the trick, you can see if you could find an elephant to touch you on the head with its trunk and hope that it sneezed at the same time. So, you wouldn't have a sore head, but you would have a face full of gross elephant bogies. So that's okay then. Thanks a lot, Doctor. So, very strange cures, so-called cures, doubt any of them worked. And some Romans believed in the power of magic as well. For instance, you could choose from the following remedies: the longest tooth of a black dog, a wasp caught in the left hand and attached under the chin of the patient, a snake's severed head, slithery, or a lizard's right eye wrapped in goat skin. I doubt you'd find many of those down at your local chemist shop, would you? No, you would not. Okay, that is pretty much the end of today. We've been chatting about ancient Rome for a good old 20 minutes, so I think it's time to wrap things up. Now, I'll just leave you very quickly. We were talking about magic, cures, ancient Romans, a lot of the ancient Egyptians, especially ancient Greeks and ancient Romans, in ancient times they believed in, I've totally forgotten my words there, totally forgotten what I was saying. Let's start again. Back in ancient times, they believed in magical charms and curses. So charms to bring them good luck and curses to bring bad luck to their foes, their enemies, and people who'd done them wrong. So I wrote down a couple of ancient curses that you could use if anyone really annoys you, okay? So here we have curse number 7391. Okay, now you can use this if you want. Your bottom will inflate like a hot air balloon and carry you out to sea before bursting and dropping you into a whale's blowhole. Yeah, take that. And here is curse number 88. Every time you sneeze, baked beans will shoot out of your nose and your pants will explode. Pretty bad curse. And here is, a classic one, a classic curse. Curse number 725. This is a good one, if anyone really gets on your nerves. You will grow a massive ginger beard and it will smell of cabbage and hamster poo. So there we go, some ancient curses to leave you with. So all it remains is for me to say thank you so much for listening, for coming along to wherever you're coming along to watch this video and watch my event. It's been great to speak to you and I've enjoyed it a lot. Now, if you want to buy my book or any of the books from that are featured in the Wigton Book Festival programme, which I really hope you do, you can log on to wigtonbookfestival.com and check out their bookshop. So yeah, get on there, get yourself a book. It's a wonderful thing. And so that's it from me. Cheerio everyone, goodbye. Hopefully see you next year in person at Wigton. Bye. Hello, it's Chae Strathie here. Hi. And I'm here with a special Wigton Book Festival treat just for you. I'm going to read my contribution to the fabulous Stay at Home anthology, which was created during lockdown to keep everyone entertained while we were all locked away in our houses. So I hope you enjoy it and hope you enjoy the fabulous Wigton Book Festival event. Now my story is called I Am So Not Bored, and it's written in the form of a homework essay by a little boy called Xander Jankalowski. So here it is. My Weekend, homework essay by Xander Jankalowski, Primary 6B. So Adam L said on text on Sunday that he's so bored in lockdown he's actually been playing with his big brother Archie. That must mean he's seriously bored, because Archie is the most annoying being on this planet or any other planet and is more gross than a bin bag full of belly button cheese. They've been playing Spot the Pigeon to see who could count the most pigeons, which is the worst game anyone in history has ever come up with. I said I wasn't bored because lockdown is amazing and 4 awesome things had happened even just that day. And he said, "You're talking total pig poop, Xander." And I said I wasn't, and he asked me what could possibly have happened that was so awesome, so I told him. 1. My little sister Lily decided to go to New Zealand in the morning because our cool Auntie Elsie lives there. She had 2 plans in case one didn't work. The first one was to fly, so we started to make a plane from 2 bits of wood for wings and Lily's old pram for the cockpit. But Mum said we couldn't nail the wings to the pram or use the leaf blower as an engine, so we had to switch to plan B. That involved digging through the earth to the other side. We dug as deep as our ankles, but then it was lunchtime, so we had to stop. We'll finish it tomorrow though. 2. Mum cut Dad's hair with his beard trimmer and an old pair of scissors from the kitchen drawer. It started okay, but then Mum made a big mistake with the setting and shaved a very bald line into the back of Dad's head. She said it didn't matter because no one could see him unless he walked into a room backwards, but Dad didn't agree. He also said the scissors smelled of bacon, so it was a bit of a disaster, but very funny to watch. Now he looks like he's been attacked by an evil hamster. 3. Dad and I made muffins because he found some flour in the back of the cupboard. It was 7 months out of date, but he said it would be fine. We made a special muffin for Mum with loads of chilli powder and salt in it. When Mum took a bite, her face went bright red and it looked like her head might actually explode, and Dad said something about revenge and laughed so hard he did a
tiny, squeaky bottom bird. Amazing! 4. We did a fashion show with our Labradoodle, Dr. Stinkles. His best outfit was Lily's Irish dancing dress with a blonde curly wig and massive sunglasses. And that's the 4 things that happened on Sunday, which is why I am so not bored. Even if nothing happens today, I can always look at Dad's haircut for a laugh. Sorted! The end. There we have it. I hope you enjoyed that. And even though we can all wander about freely, more or less now, that's a little bit of what I did for lockdown. So enjoy Wigton, the wonderful Wigton Book Festival. Goodbye!